Hi guys, this is a lesson on fingerstyle principles and a bit of an introduction to what to expect from my up-and-coming fingerstyle DVD book and download. So this is going to be available from the middle of September in 2017, and the pattern that I'm going to show you here is a pattern called Inside Out, and I'm going to be talking you through how to play exactly what I've just played there. And I'm under no illusions that I am not the principal fingerstyle specialist on YouTube, but I am a beginner specialist on YouTube, I do feel. And my fingerstyle playing personally has come on no end over the last 18 months or so due to some of the principles that I have been working on and learning about. And this one pattern is the one pattern that I feel gave me a massive breakthrough in my fingerstyle playing. To see how far I have come, you only have to look back at some of my older videos, or also the lack of fingerstyle videos from around 2 years ago, because it was the weakest part of my guitar playing game, I would say, just being honest. So this pattern is the one single fingerstyle pattern that gave me my breakthrough, and it's part of a 3-step pattern which begins with this inside out pattern that I'll show you right away, goes on to include a Travis picking style alternating bass, and then includes the final pattern which is inside out, outside in, including picking all 6 strings, and we're going to be using the C chord as our primary example. But as I say, I will be showing you exactly what I just demoed in that quick little demonstration at the start of this video, and all the tab for this lesson is totally for free on my website just here. And as I say, this is kind of like a free taster for my full fingerstyle course. So let's get straight in for a close-up and check out these fingerstyle patterns. So for each of these patterns that I'm about to demo, I'm just going to be staying on the C major chord, and when anything changes on this hand, I will do a close-up on it, but let's have a close-up on the picking hand now. Now this picking pattern is in accordance to what I was taught to be the orthodox method, which with the fingerstyle hand means that the thumb can cover any of the thicker 3 strings and move between them as needed, and then the first 3 fingers are assigned to strings 1, 2 and 3 with fingers 1, 2 and 3 like this. We want to try and keep the thumb ahead of these fingers, which will avoid us sort of getting this scratchy sound when we pick, and pick more in this fashion towards the palm of the hand. I choose not to rest my pinky or my wrist, and instead the guitar is wedged in at the elbow, which is best done when you're sitting on a correct chair for yourself and with the right leg raised with a footstool. So this pattern, Inside Out, which is fingerstyle pattern number 1 on the free tab that's on the website, goes like this. It goes thumb, first finger, thumb, first finger. And that happens on string 5 with the thumb, which is the root note of our C chord. Then moves to string 3 with the first finger, which is the string that finger is assigned to. So that's string 3. Then the thumb moves down a string to string 4. And then finally we pick string 2 with the middle finger like this. And those 4 notes would take up half of the bar, so would be on 8th notes to a count of 1 and 2 and, like this. 1 and 2 and. And to fill out the rest of the bar, it would go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just to be really clear, we have the thumb on string 5, first finger on string 3, thumb on string 4, middle finger on string 2. And we want to begin playing this to a totally even rhythm. So an even pace, around 70 BPM would be perfect, so kind of 1 and 2 and 3 and, that kind of pace. And that would be like this, 3, 4. And we can just repeat that on the C chord. But what are the things to watch out for? Well, we want to make sure this thumb is kept ahead of the fingers like this, so we don't want this happening, which, as I say, avoids this kind of scratchy sound, which we don't want to hear. We want the thumb to be more like this, giving kind of the thumbs up but on the side, and then the fingers plucking in this fashion. Arm is totally, not resting, it's totally free, and the guitar is held in the inner side of the elbow. And also we don't want to rest on the strings too much, we want each note to ring out and bleed into the next, so we don't rest on the string to create sort of a mute or anything. And that finding of the strings can be very tough. My fingerstyle course starts even easier than this, so if you're already panicking thinking this is going to be too far ahead of you, I have a real leave no person behind method with all my courses, so you can rest assured that we'll start even easier than this. In fact, this pattern is towards the end of this course, but I felt it was just the thing that brought on my playing the most. So this is inside out with a C chord. I'll move on to the next pattern now, but rest assured we will be showing you how to play that chord sequence and pattern and everything that I demoed at the start of this song. But changing chord can be harder when we look at fingerstyle than anything else, because the root note can change, so where that thumb is located changes or can change for each chord that we play. But if we stay on the C chord, we can progress on from this inside out pattern to what we call inside out with a 3-string alternating bass, and this is commonly known as Travis picking. So Travis picking is where we would start on a note with the thumb on any of the thicker 3 strings and go between 3 notes, typically on the thicker 3 strings. Now to do that, we have to move the 3rd finger of our C chord to the thickest string. So just to demo what's happening on this hand. Now it is an option to keep these, play this sort of a G over C with the 3rd and little finger. But we really want to get some mobility in this chord hand, because the advantage of fingerstyle is that we can play some melodic notes with this hand, and we want to try and get some mobility in there while holding the rest of the notes of a chord down. So I'm going to advise the thumb is going to be moving between, and when the thumb plays string 6, we're going to move in this fashion. Adding this to the inside out pattern we were already doing, this pattern will become this. So over the 1 bar, the thumb moves between all 3 strings, which is the definition of Travis picking, as it has been nicknamed. And then the first finger and middle finger just begin the same. So the first pattern again. And then with 3-string alternating bass. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Let's go one more time from this angle. And up to a medium pace, which is what we're going to be aiming for. It would sound like this. A little bit faster, but again, the most important thing is not speed. It is it being even, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, to that even 8th strumming pace. So that is the second pattern. The third and final pattern that we're going to be covering in this video is inside out, outside in, and it gets its name There are many variations of this, so you may see another video or somewhere else on the interwebs that shows it slightly different to this. But this is my version, so we're going from the strings on the inside to strings 6 and 1. So when we've done the normal inside-out pattern once, we'll then go to the string 6, and immediately after string 6, we go to string 1. So we've gone from the inside of the strings to the outside, and now we're going to come from the outside back to the inside again. A full demonstration of that pattern goes like this. So just one more time to make sure everyone can follow this pattern, as there's a real step up between each of those levels. So it can take a good few days of half an hour practice per day to get any one of these patterns sounding really solid. And this can be interwoven into your practice routine, or as I used to do, use it as a warm-up. That would be ideal. But this final pattern is the inside-out pattern to begin with, so the same as what we did with the first pattern. And then, after these 4 notes, we go string 6 with the thumb, 3rd finger on the thinnest string, and then it's the same string 4 and 2 as we've done already in the previous patterns. So again, a slow demo. Thumb to 1st, thumb, middle, thumb on string 6, thumb on string 1, thumb to middle. So fingers wise, we go 1, 2, 3, back to 2. 1, 2, 3, 2. On string 3, 2, 1, and then 2 again. And the thumb does this Travis picking. Put them together, and we get... So that is one of the harder patterns in this fingerstyle course. If that seems like nowhere near where you can end up at, don't worry. We have a real progressive system to get you there, which also includes quite a bit of music theory with the C major scale and how it corresponds to what we call the diatonic chords in the key of C. So C, F, and G, for example.